put some
Wasn't
fear in
there
them, I
a
guess.
second chat up here?
Tyler Durden says, Sterling, while you were in the adult industry, what percentage of corn stars were escorting? What'd you say?
And then did you find it strange that the ones that don't, you can pay them to smash on camera, which is literally the same thing. Very ironic, yep. Person I know when we started OnlyFans just to smash the top performers who don't escort, even though the majority of them do. That's kind of funny, that last thing he says there. That's like a lot of dudes started to do that when OnlyFans started happening, and the girls, like, because it's like shooting content is basically just code for like hooking up with a mobile phone set up in the room. And when the whole OnlyFans thing started happening, and a lot of girls stopped shooting like mainstream porn, they started shooting like OnlyFans content, whatever. There was a lot of dudes who were like in the adult industry who weren't actually performers, who maybe they were like camera guys, maybe they were like assistants. They started an OnlyFans so they could do content with these girls. It was quite interesting. They're like, it's like an attack factor for them to like get laid, basically.
Wow.
But this guy's first question was like, what percentage of the girls would do an escorting? Easily 20%. Easily. Yeah, like overt about it, you know? And then there's probably another like 10 to 20% who would do it like on the sly without anyone really knowing. Yeah.
I've seen like a lot of girls, they'll have like email in their bio. So email me, I'm coming to New York.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Vegas. I'm like, email you for what? Like, what are you being booked for? Like, what the?
Yeah, I know a couple of girls who's like they would fly into a city, especially on like the West Coast rather.
Yeah.
And they were basically booked like day and night for like from NBA players and NFL players.
Yeah.
Like that's all, like they would just get booked up. You know, that is their like that's their rent paid for like the next couple months, you know.
I actually know a girl that came on the show, and we're pretty cool. One of our customers actually is a fan of the show.
Nice.
And when she met with him, obviously he paid, of course. He spoke about, I phoned you from Fresh and Fit. I'm like, nigga, what the f are you doing, bro? Don't say our name in that bullshit. But you'd be surprised, bro. A lot of corn stars, that's what they do on the side to make extra money.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Like they'll make way more. It's kind of like it's part of the business model, really. Like they'll make a lot more in like a weekend or with just one client.
Yeah.
Who's like a whale, right? They'll make way more with one weekend from a whale client than they would
scenes.
for like a week of shooting scenes. Yeah, because they're only making like $1,500 a scene.
Damn, that low?
But a dude will pay them, and that might include them doing anal or whatever. But the dude will pay them like $10,000 or something for like an overnight experience with her because he's just obsessed with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this one guy in like LA in the hills, and he would like pay because like one of the male porn stars was like kind of like his agent in a weird way. So he would arrange this client in the Hollywood Hills. He would pay to have like both male and female porn stars rock up to his mansion and just do like a live porno performance for him. And this male porn star was like kind of like the fixer who would like arrange it all the time.
Wow.
It was super interesting. Like there's a lot of that going on.
Well, we talked about this with Coach Greg, like that women are monetized nowadays. A lot of them are monetized in some way, whether it's sugar babying, you know, straight up escorting, OnlyFans, Cash App, feet pictures. Like women are able to monetize nowadays off their sexuality to an unknown like unprecedented levels, right? Thanks to internet. And, you know, basically the internet has made it where it's like a global international stripping pole for them to use to monetize their sexuality. Like we've never seen anything like this before. Where a girl literally in Spain, right, can go ahead and talk to a dude in New York City and like arrange something and get paid for it, right? And then the other thing also is that now they can operate with anonymity. So she can strip some days, do OnlyFans, do escorting, also be a sugar baby. Like I've dealt with these girls. They've come on the show a bunch of times where they literally do a combination of all of them, selling feet pictures to one guy, doing some dancing on the other side. You know, girls are absolutely able to monetize their sexuality now to unprecedented levels.
And some have boyfriends, husbands, which is insane.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Or worse yet, they get with a guy and he doesn't know that she used to do this, or she might still be doing it.
Yeah. There was a clip that went around recently. I know it was a dude that was on the Whatever podcast. Like when I was on the Whatever podcast, his ex was on it, and she was like a porn star and did like escorting on the side, did a whole bunch of stuff on the side.
Shit.
And when we were on the show, she said like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend, I have a husband, a fiance." It was actually, And then they had the two of them on the next show or whatever, and now it's been like, a year or two later, and the dude's back on the show. He's like, she cheated on me. She broke up with me. Like she broke it off with me. I'm
The
like,
guy's from the UK?
Why are you surprised? No, this guy was American. This guy was American.
Oh.
I'm like, why are you surprised? Like the girl who's like you're engaged to her and she's doing like escorting on the side, and you're surprised that she like broke it off with you.
Yo,
like, because he gave like the energy the guy gave off was very like.
Most white guys need to understand this stuff, man. Like, there's just some women that you just should not commit to, and that he learned the hard way.
Unfortunately,
right?
Yeah.
Like, men got to learn by getting burned a few times that, maybe I shouldn't engage with these types of women.
Yeah, it's like, how you say like the average guy should probably sleep with like 50 women to try to kind of understand female nature. Yeah. I don't like, because a lot of people would probably that statement.
Yeah,
right?
A lot of these stupid trad cons
that
like, don't live in reality.
But I get what you're trying to say when you say that. Like, obviously the number isn't going to be exactly 50 for like every guy.
Of course.
Like some guys, like for me it took more than that.
Yeah.
It took me a lot more than that to try to finally to pattern recognize it, to like get it, and to get rid of my like old blue pill delusional thinking. And other guys, it only takes like a couple.
Yeah.
And they'll get it like a lot quicker. But that's I think that's the goal is like, just understand. Until you can understand true female nature, you're gonna get taken advantage of.
Yep.
And I think the key, is when sex no longer has like power,
and that's
over
their
you.
job, is to take advantage of you. I think men need to understand this too. Like, they can't get mad. Like, their job is to extract resources from you, unbeknownst to you, and without you getting anything in return. That's literally what women are designed to do, is extract resources from men. So it's like, don't get mad at them for finessing you. It takes two to finesse. If you don't know better, then you're an idiot.
and it's still purity too. It's still purity first.
Yeah.
I'm an angel, no past at all. Wife me up. But little do you know, she's OnlyFans and escorting on the side.
Are you taking an average 21-year-old chick versus an average 21-year-old guy, bro? She's running laps around that.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, she's getting way more attention, way more dudes, probably more partners. Like, not even close.
Just way more she's way more socialized.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, the reason she's able to do that is because she's just had way more social experience and way more sexual attention.
Yep.
So like, she's just learned the game at like 16, 18.
You know what's scary? So I got a friend.
Versus you're getting in the game maybe at 18 or 21.
Exactly.
Yeah. You mentioned
30.
You mentioned like 18, right? So by 18, they're actually learning about sugar sites. So they get on apps at 18 years old. And then their friends are saying, hey, hop on this app. This guy will pay your rent, whatever, pay whatever you want. And that's the norm from 18
Bro, we
year
had
old
a chick on our show. She walked the stage for a high school graduation and was on OnlyFans, and she threw money up in the air when she got her diploma.
Yeah, the blonde girl from Ohio.
She was literally on OnlyFans as a high school student, bro. She turned 18 because the middle of her senior year, and then when she graduated, she literally threw money up in the air.
It's nuts. I've seen stories about girls going like talking to their like career counselor, and they're like, "What are you gonna do?" And they're leaving high school. And they're like, "I'm gonna do OnlyFans," because that's all they see. That's all they see. They see these stories about girls making millions and millions of dollars. Meanwhile, the average creator makes $200 a month.
Yep.
Across the board. It's like telling girls, like telling young girls especially, like, oh, you're going to make millions on OnlyFans, is like telling every black kid in inner city Chicago that he's going to make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
It's complete horseshit.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
And and when you look at like the biggest female creators that make the most money, all of them sexualize themselves. Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Whether it's someone that's doing softcore like Pokimane, or doing full-on pornography or OnlyFans like Amaranth or whatever, like, all these girls that make a bunch of money, they're all sexualizing themselves to some level to make the money. Very few actually make it off of their brain.
Even Amaranth said that she wouldn't recommend girls to start now because you won't make a lot of money.
Well, it's saturated.
Yeah.
It's that market is totally saturated.
Yeah.
You have to do, in order for you to even break through, you have to do something extreme.
Bonnie Blue.
Like a Bonnie Blue, like a Lily Phillips, just to break through like the
all the noise.
Yeah, to break through all the noise, to get attention.
Yeah.
You have to do something extraordinary. I don't know what's going to happen next. What are we going to do? Where could it possibly go next?
5,000 guys? What
Some
the
wild,
fuck,
man.
Bro. 1,000's crazy.
I mean, yeah, like we have unprecedented levels of whoredom nowadays, and we promote that. Like, I can't tell you how many girls, like, oh yeah, I dropped out of college to do OnlyFans, or I was a lawyer and I dropped out of only. Like, it's like completely socially acceptable to let women operate like whores, like, and with zero impunity. Because look, let's be honest, the rest of the internet, they don't give a shit. They encourage this.
Yeah.
Right. I think like the manosphere, the red pill in general, we're like the last stand
Line of defense
against this that's going on, right? And obviously everyone relentlessly attacks us for it. Oh, you guys are misogynist, you guys are chauvinistic, you guys are sexist. But like honestly, like we're protecting you dumbasses from yourself, because if we let this continue to happen, right? Some dumb 18-year-old girl thinks this is a fast way for me to make money, and then I can like, kind of pivot and find a man in the future. No, you can't. Like, you're cooked. And I don't think a lot of these women understand the serious ramifications and consequences of doing this.
Yeah, it's coming to bite a lot of them in the ass.
Yeah,
that's for certain. Like you talk to a lot of girls who are trying to get out of it and trying to find a husband, and it's like, why won't these guys take me seriously? They'll try to be sneaky about it, and then like their mother or their sister or a friend will accidentally dob them in and reveal to the guy, oh, she used to do OnlyFans, she used to do like out and have sex on camera and stuff, and it's just like
Here's
just
my
creates
theory,
problems,
bro.
man.
My theory, they're going to. My theory is that we're going to see more women on antidepressant medication. We're going to see more women single. We're going to see more women sad and lonely than ever before in the next 20 years. Because obviously, we have this OnlyFans and sex worker culture that we have for women, right? And it's out in the open. Women have been doing this forever, finessing dudes, but now it's like encouraged and openly out there on the internet.
Right.
We are going to see the ramifications of this in the next 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
So Sterling, I know you've dealt with probably a lot of stars in industry, high level, low level, but I've seen from people I've been around that they're depressed. They make a lot of money, but they're single. Guys always come in and out. It's like a rotating door, and they can't find a husband or boyfriend. I think the solution maybe is too far gone, but can they ever be saved, bro? You think?
Well, like I know a lot of girls who've come out of the industry. Not a lot, but I know a handful at least who've come out of the industry and are kind of in a situation like me, where it's like a retired repenting sort of situation. And they're actually doing really good. They're doing great. Like the ones who kind of look back on it with and are like, you know what, we shouldn't be doing this. Like I know one girl who she was like one of the first girls to ever do like the whole stepmom thing. Like literally shot one of the first ever like stepmom stepson genre scenes or whatever, and she was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And now she was like a typecast as a MILF for like her whole career or whatever. And now she helps other ex porn stars get out and find a new career. And I know a couple of girls who are doing something similar to that. And it's like they're doing great. They're actually like their husbands are like they've got a guy in their life. They're like a lot of them have converted to Christianity, but then you've got this like there's a bunch of women who are like kind of on their way out, or they can't. They've always got like one foot in the door.
Yeah, still.
And it looks like they're having a rougher time. It typically looks like they're having a bit of a rougher time.
Yeah. It's sad, but they chose that path.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, I feel for these people. Like they're like a lot of these were my colleagues.
They want love too, man.
Yeah, and they're not bad. They're not bad people. I don't want.
Yeah.
I want to make that pretty clear. Like all these girls that a lot of dudes were like on them for being like some whatever. Like they're actually really lovely. They're genuine. They're like
Misguided.
Misguided.
They like to and they're misguided about like like this being a career with zero consequences.
Yeah. I think that's the big
Definitely.
thing is they're aloof to like the serious consequences that are coming their way, and they don't learn it until it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, man, I think society needs. So like you need.
Well, it's all this profession for a reason, right?
Like you need in a society, right? Because like not every young guy is going to be able to like find a wife like straight away, and like there's that male urge to procreate and stuff, and guys, if a guy's got a little bit of experience, he's typically more attractive and stuff like that. But a society that is just old, or a society that pedestalizes and tries to make everybody and monetize it throws the balance off. So in the same way that if you can't have a society that's just all playboys.
Yeah.
Right? You can't. It doesn't work.
Wouldn't work, yeah.
It would never work. To have a functioning society, it's not possible. We need stable families to build a goddamn society.
Yeah.
So it's the balance is off. And like there have always been promiscuous women. It's like I don't like this like people try to, especially traditional conservatives, try to paint this sort of picture of like like the baby boomer generation or whatever being these like
Saints.
perfect moral saints.
Yeah.
They weren't, bro. I know them. I talk like back home. Like I talk to like relatives who are in their 70s and stuff. They were dogs, bro. They were dogs, but they just got away with it.
Yeah,
because there was no social media,
No cameras, really.
Yeah, they sort of they did it on the sly. They had like even here in America, there's all these stories of dudes with like a family in a different town.
Well, people are finding out like Martin Luther King was doing all this
Exactly.
right? Like
With the snow bunnies.
you know, so
Let's go.
like you know what I mean? Like this guy that was the leader of the, you know,
Let's go,
the civil
man.
rights era, and he's over here, you know, having a dream, aka smashing these hoes. So it's like, you know, dude, yeah, no, absolutely happened back then. It's just that they were about there was a degree of shame, so women were able to keep it behind closed doors for obvious reasons. But yeah, there's been 304s no matter what, always.
Yeah, it always will be there, and it's just a case of like, how much do we glorify this versus how much do we
now it's socially accepted and it's
very much so.
glorified,
Very
right?
much
but
so.
like back then it still existed. It's just that it was shamed.
Yeah, and add on top of that, like the fact that motherhood isn't necessarily like glorified, or at least like married motherhood, like non-single motherhood.
Yeah.
Or actually, you could say single motherhood is very much glorified.
It is, yeah.
But like
They get to celebrate Father's Day. That's how crazy
right,
it is.
right. The stable family with like a loving, you know, mother and father.
Is the nuclear family still alive and well in Spain? It's dead here.
In Spain, it definitely is.
Okay,
it
good.
definitely is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's dead here, bro.
Like Spain's a very, very Catholic country, very traditional. Spain's a weird one because they're actually quite a lot of feminists in Spain, and they're very liberal sexually, but the family unit still stays together. Like people still live at home and stuff quite a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're still a bit more traditional than we are here.
Yes, way more. Way more
Way
traditional.
more.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Because I wasn't sure. Because I was like, damn, Spain is like, you know, a socialist country, still first world.
Yeah.
So obviously it's going to have the issues with feminism and liberalism.
Yeah, but I think the strong Catholic background kind of keeps all that together.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's good. That's good. Yeah, religion helps avoid a lot of problems, bro.
Oh yeah, bro. Like it's
Solves a lot of issues.
yeah, it's I don't know if it's like the structure of the religion. I don't know if it's just the fact that the family goes to church together and the family bonds like that,
The
or if
shame?
it's the community aspect, or if it's the shame aspect. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I can't quite
Probably
put my
all
finger
of
on
them
which it is,
together.
but it's all these things together, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely all together. What do we got here? What's up next?